Hello, my name is Lucas, this is a bit of lit, and I'm here to talk about UZUMAKI, written by Junji, which is a horror manga, in case you are unaware. And by the way, mother, if you are watching this video, I will try to wire you some money from my bank so that you can buy a phone, but I don't really know if I have the right numbers for your bank account. Anyway, I had to get that out because this is the only way I can communicate with my mother. We're having some issues. UZUMAKI is a horror manga about spirals, and it is simply that. I was reading that one of his inspirations for this was, I guess, reading a manga or watching an anime, and seeing some characters who you're supposed to feel are warm or happy in some way, had some spirals on their cheeks, and I guess he just had the idea that, I wonder if I could make this as terrifying as possible. And he did. He turned a simple sort of geometric pattern into something utterly horrifying. And yeah, I am a fan of Junji. This is an incredible work. It follows a girl named Kieri. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but Kieri. She has a boyfriend, Shuichi. And Shuichi wants to get out of the town because he feels that the town is cursed by spirals. The first character that we see that is cursed by the spirals would be his father. And his father goes to great lengths to fill his life with spirals and eventually become one on his own. And then he just takes off from there. It gets utterly insane. I think the next part is the most horrifying part because it's kind of the most real in this unassuming cosmic horror that it is, when the mother of Shuichi becomes utterly devastated by what has happened with her husband, and greatly fears spirals and tries to avoid them as much as possible, going so far as to remove them from her fingertips so that they won't be on her. And then she finds out that part of the inner ear has some little organs that are spiral shaped. And what happens next is simply grotesque. And we continue throughout the whole rest of the story. I believe the first third is my favorite because it's really setting up this mystery, lots of different events going on, some really strange things happening. The first book of the manga is my favorite part because it's really unsettling and unravels more and more the spiral of madness that you're going through. And I mean, I like all parts, but definitely it felt like it was building towards something with all these separate incidents, but they were all connected in some way, bouncing from one to the next to the next. You know, whether it's a girl at school who becomes a spiral, or people who become snail people and have a spiral shaped snail shell. Actually, I think that's in the second one, but yeah, once you get to the middle part, more horrifying, utterly bizarre spiral shaped incidents start happening, whether it's mosquitoes and pregnant women, mosquito columns, I should say, or, you know, a lighthouse with a light that turns on as soon as dusk hits, or dusk ends, and burns everything when there's no power anywhere, or any of these other things. They feel more episodic, and that's kind of why the middle part I don't quite appreciate. But it does set up a few things that are coming in the final part, which is more linearly told, because characters start trying to escape from this town, but the spiral won't let them. They try to go through a cave. The cave mutates and rotates and spirals back, so they come back. If they try to go through the forest or through the mountain passages, they wind up in a maze and they can't find their way out. If they try to go through the ocean, a whirlpool appears and sucks them down. Meanwhile, the lake in the middle, or the pond in the middle, I should say, of the town is a great source of mystery throughout the whole story, because after some of those early characters start burning in cremation after they have died horrifically by their own actions, the smoke from their crematorial fire burns in a spiral, and then the ash comes back down, spiraling into this pond. And then more mysterious things start to happen with this pond. Eventually, some typhoons come and they settle over the town and are sucked into the pond, to the point where after there's, I believe it's 6, maybe it was 5 of them, have been sucked into the pond, and it just remains a constant whirlpool, which nobody can explain, nobody understands, nobody knows what's going on. But it creates a kind of pressure so that if you move too fast, if you speak too loud, if you do anything out of the ordinary, or anything too strongly, even this would create a cyclone effect that would blow my camera away and cause complete and utter devastation. Yeah, the final third has some of the creepiest things that happen in it, because people start eating the snail people and the things they say about eating them. And these kinds of things, I don't want to reveal too much, but yeah, it is a masterpiece of horror. Although I would say the final chapter, it's revealed what this cosmic horror is, sort of. It doesn't really scare me, but it is kind of awe-inspiring. It's still very well done, but yeah, once you see just how this cosmic horror exists, yeah, it kind of loses its touch, but other than that, brilliant, great setup, great premise. Amazing that he was able to turn a spiral into a fear-inducing element of my life. Yeah, it has me shaken and stirred up inside, and was very effective. Anyway, what do you think of Uzumaki? And Mother, if you're still watching, like I said, I will send you some money. I'm pretty sure I have your bank information, but I just have to, I guess, call my bank. Anyway, I would buy you a phone, but I don't know what provider you use, so I'll just try and send you money as soon as possible. Anyway, sorry to have sort of 2 messages going on in my videos. I'm going to make another one special for her, so she can find a way to contact me. Goodbye.